welcome back to Homestead Corner. Today I want to talk about fighting inflation at the grocery store. Every time we walk into the grocery store, things get more and more expensive. Something we normally purchase, we're getting priced out. I talked about this for a really long time. I thought this was happening, and we're here, and it's going to continue. We're going to be priced out of more and more things, and we really need to buckle down and do the best we can to get through this. While we're able to go to the store, I think it is really important for us to make sure we're paying attention to those prices, and we have a few things that we do to help us save. So today I thought I would share them. They're just a few things that are things that we do all the time, but it helps us save a lot of money at the grocery store. I just wrote down a couple of things that are really helping us. We've been doing them for a long time, but I'm really able to see how much it helps us at the grocery store because the prices are just getting really out of control. So one thing that we do is we set a budget. The very first thing I think is setting a budget and sticking to that budget. And with these prices, it's hard to stick to a budget, but if you stay on that budget and you look at the sale items, which is another thing we do, is we shop the sales. You can stay in that budget by only buying things that are on sale. If you've got your prepper pantry already going, you've got a decent supply of food in there, you're going to be able to use some of those supplies to help you get through these times and not have to spend so much at the grocery store. So the very first thing is setting that budget. What works for you and your family? Sometimes we have to adjust it, and recently we've had to increase our budget, and that's the way it is, unfortunately, but we've got to be able to make it through this. So the second thing I wrote down was shopping sales, looking at your flyers. Last week, our local grocery store, Hannaford, had a sale for $1.99 for ground beef. So naturally, I stocked up on ground beef. I don't buy ground beef at $8 a pound. I'm not going to buy it. If I want to have ground beef, if it's not in the freezer, we're going to have something else. We go by what's on sale and what fits in our budget. So if we buy it on sale, then I know the next 15, 20 times that we eat ground beef, it's going to be $1.99 a pound because I stocked up 15, 20 pounds. So that's how we do it, to really pay attention to those sale flyers and the sales, and that really takes and saves you a ton of money, because starting on Sunday, Hannaford's same 80% ground beef is going to be $3.99 for the big family packs, $3.99 a pound. So there's a $2 savings right there per pound, and that saves us a lot. So I can buy more when it's on sale, and I don't have to pay that higher price. Will I be able to get it for $1.99 again? I don't know. Probably not. So when I saw it, I definitely jumped on it. You know, vacuum sealing it will help it last a lot longer in your freezer as well. So we buy the biggest packages we can get because that's the cheapest way to get it, and then break it down into meal-sized portions and vacuum seal it for the freezer. And then it lasts for a good year in the freezer, no problem. Or we can it. Sometimes we can things. I'm not a big fan of canned ground beef. I know a lot of people can it though. So that is, you know, getting it and preserving it in whatever way you can is going to save you in the long run. The next thing that we do is we always look at the clearance bin at our grocery store. So a lot of times there's nothing in there, but once in a while, a few weeks ago, I picked up ball lids and rings. They had packages in there, half price, which they're normally way more than I would ever spend, $10 a package. But at $5 a package, half price, it's definitely worth grabbing to tuck away. I don't buy a lot of ball lids anymore because I really like 4 jars, but these were even cheaper than 4 jars. So when you find those deals, snag them, even if it's not your brand that you buy every single time, but you know you will use it. So that's another thing we do. I have seen shampoos in there. I've gotten deodorants out of there, dog food, all kinds of stuff. You want to make sure on the dates, especially if it's a food item, but check those clearances. Walmart has a clearance section. Our local one does anyway. And sometimes they have great deals in there. And also Hannaford does. And I even got discount toothpaste at the Dollar Tree the other day. So I was happy about that. So the next thing that we do is we try to incorporate those budget-friendly foods into our meals. Your beans, rice, noodles, lentils, things like that. How are we going to put those into our meals? When we are planning out meals and things like that, we try to figure out, okay, with this meal, we could add some beans. It's going to give us extra protein in there. Or we can add lentils to this salad because it's really good in there. Different things that we can use it for. Or, you know, one night that you just don't want to cook, and you can grab some soup and put it over rice, and it will really stretch a can of soup out. Those type of things are really going to stretch your budget, and they are still pretty affordable. I know rice, beans, lentils have all gone up in our area a little bit, but it adds up, even though it seems like, oh, it's only 20 cents or only 50 cents, but it really does add up on the grocery bill. So if you're digging into those rice, beans, noodles, things like that, and stretching out your other meals, it's really going to help on that grocery budget. The next thing that we do is meal plan. We always try to plan our meals. And the first thing that I do when I plan the meals is go back and look at those flyers. What's going to be on sale? Those are the items that I want to start with. We go with, those are the ones we want to get. So I want to get the sale items, and then what's in the freezer for the other nights of the week. So I've got some cheap chicken. I might have, you know, some canned goods, depending on what everybody wants. We try to, when the kids ask for a meal, we try to make that meal within the next week. Sometimes it's tacos, sometimes it's lasagna. It just depends on what they ask for. So we try to incorporate those in so everybody is still happy in the house. We're still having those meals that we like, but we're having them either from the freezer or if it's on sale. And if it's not on sale, I am not buying it for that week. Once in a while, I will, you know, get lettuce or something like that, but I do try to find the most affordable fresh vegetables that are good quality. I mean, and in the wintertime, in the summer, we're eating out of the garden. Growing food is another way to really save on your budget. If you only have a patio or a lanai or porch, everybody calls them different things, but if that is all you have, lettuce, your greens, tomato plants, green beans, they all grow wonderful in containers. You can line up 5-gallon buckets on the porch. You can, you know, use totes. You can use whatever it is you find. I have seen people grow food in paper bags and cardboard boxes and things like that. It's a way to do it. Whatever you can use that. There are tons of different ways. Container gardening can be great. There are tons of foods that grow well in containers. Carrots do well if you have a really deep container. Lots of foods can be grown on the porch. So these are just a few things that I thought I would share today. I know we struggle at the grocery store all the time. I get in there and it makes my eyeballs pop right out of my head, and I want to scream at how much things cost. It's ridiculous. Some things I'm like, no way, no stinking way, you know, but we have to do what we can to get through. And these prices are not going to be getting any lower. They're going to be getting worse. Different grocery chains have already said that they're expecting the price to rise substantially this year, and we need to be prepared for that. So having a good supply of those staples stored up, definitely get those. If you don't have lots of staples, get them. They're going to help you stretch when you have a hard time finding things at the grocery store and when you're not able to grow. I know we can't grow year round because of our weather. It is, it snowed last night and it was 50 today, and you just don't know. When you live up here in Maine, the weather is insane. So it's freezing. We'll have snow on the ground at least until mid-March, April. I've even seen it snow into May, which is not a fun time in May. You just want to plant the garden. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!